Got a saying round here.
Life's more fun when you're all dressed up.
Tell 'em, Shania. Fries, all dressed up. Pies, all dressed up. Your meal, all dressed up. Even your dog. You're getting it now, so mosey on down to McDonald's.
Tell him Shania sent you. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
We're on our way.
In honor of Veterans Day, Paramount Plus salutes those who have served our country.
Think we can work with that?
Ready? Hit!
Call me Joe.
Watch blockbuster movies,
Let's get to work.
hit series,
Federal agent!
Let's go!
and live sports.
Touchdown!
With a special offer for all verified service members and veterans.
Get some.
Paramount Plus.
What's good, everybody, and welcome back to a festive edition. I'm wearing green because this is being recorded in December, so Christmas and whatever. It's been a day. Just getting this podcast going has been a day, but we're here now. Yay! And
Yay.
it's the Ballhead edition, as you can see.
That's right. Bald is beautiful, baby.
That is correct. Live heavy and be kind.
That's it, man.
My guest hails from one of my old stomping grounds, our nation's capital, Washington, D.C.,
Yeah, man.
home of Ben's Chili Bowl.
Yeah.
The Laurel, Maryland Commanders.
Well, they're moving to D.C., though. They're rebuilding.
Yeah, but until they come back, I can't call them Washington anything.
That's fair enough.
You know, the Capitals,
Yeah.
the Wizards.
Yeah.
Can you tell I miss it a little bit?
Right. You got let's see, Nationals.
The Natties, yeah,
Right.
yep,
You got the DC United, Washington
true.
Spirit,
Who's the Spirit?
women's soccer team.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Wow.
I live like half a mile from, maybe a little further from Audi Field and Nats Park where they all play. So every now and then, they'll be like, oh, who's this team, right? DC Defenders from the UFL. They also play there.
That I did know. So, oh, by the way, his name's Matt Baker. We forgot to get all into that.
They know who I am.
Yeah. Host of his own podcast, and we'll get into that later as well. How you been, man?
I've been great. It's been a little chillier than I like up here in the nation's capital, but personally, I've been pretty fantastic.
Well, DC is one of those cities that it encompasses all four seasons, and sometimes not when you exactly want them to happen.
And sometimes in a week's period, it'll get all
True.
four of them.
I lived there in the late 90s and early 2000s.
In DC proper or DC Metro?
I lived Rhode Island Avenue, Northwest.
Oh, okay. Great.
I was in the city, baby.
Yeah,
I
man.
was right
I'm down
there.
here in Southwest, down by the wharf, which is
Okay.
completely different.
A buddy of mine that we were old roomies. So I'm a very eclectic, weird person. I like to go back, and what
Yeah,
I
man.
do is I go look at the addresses of former places that I lived just to see what the property value is.
Hmm.
We lived in a small little brownstone. We're paying like $400 a month. That thing is worth $1.6 million now.
Damn. Was it what? Wow.
It's in Northwest DC. It's about 4
Yeah.
blocks away from Howard,
Okay.
and it's $1 million.
1.6. That's closer to 2, dude.
And I showed it to him. I'm like, really? And yeah, I get they renovated it and gave it all the comforts of the 21st century, but damn,
That's,
$1 million for that little place. The original, and I did some digging. The original buyer bought it for like $150,000 or something in like '96. had he held on to it, because it's had, previous owners, but man, to go from that and then so that's one of my things I do. And I randomly looked up some of the places that I lived at in DC, and like, yeah, the market is just,
yeah, man. That's crazy.
It is. So are you a native of the city?
No, I'm a military brat. Dad was Army, so I grew up all over the place. But we pretty much settled in a little town called Bowie, Maryland, in about 1981. And so I got to finish middle school and high school there, and then I joined the Marines myself. And then when I got out, I came back to Bowie because I kind of liked it, and married the girl of my dreams and raised a family and that whole thing.
Well, Bowie's nice. It's just enough of the country and just enough of the city. And if you need any more city, then you go into DC and do city stuff.
Oh, it's grown up quite a bit, dude. It's
oh, really?
Oh, yeah. It's like it's no more, it's straight ass suburbs now. I mean, there's just houses everywhere.
Oh, wow.
It's not like, remember, it's like little Levittown, Bowie. You had three houses.
Yeah.
You had the Rancher, the Rambler, the Rancher, the Cape Cod, and the I forget the third one. But anyways, whatever. Yeah, now there's just tons and tons and tons. So
I would have never thought it would have gotten out that far.
Yeah.
Sheesh. All right. Well, welcome to the 21st century. I guess that means I need to come back and visit soon.
If you do, I'll buy you a drink.
Hey,
or a Yoo-hoo, or whatever, or both.
No, when I hang with men, I drink. With
All right.
men drink. I'm just in the studio.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So you're kind of giving me a little bit to work with here, because I told him I don't have a script. I do things.
We're free balling.
That is correct. That is correct, sir. How does one go from serving our country to serving clients on a microphone? Were you into the arts as a kid? Were you
it's not one of those things that I thought about, but when I look back, I used to do like these whole big productions on my parents' answering machine at home. Like, yeah, you too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did that. I had a friend of mine, and he got this little sound effects machine. It's about yay big, and just it did weird sound effects. And he came over one time, and we just put on this. We just started recording. We started just fucking around, and we were doing like commercials. I mean, like fake commercials, just all. So it was kind of there, and I just didn't realize it was there. And also, I'm kind of a ham. I mean, I like performing. I've been in improv troupes and stuff like that. So
nice.
Yeah. So yeah, it was kind of there, but the way I got there was, I got out of the Marines, went to college, worked construction. Then I got into, a friend of mine was like, hey man, I need some people, for inside sales for to this tech company. And I'm like, I could do inside sales. And so it was better than working in construction outside all day.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So I got out. I took the job, which is literally 2 months before we moved, and my son was born. So so in the space of like a month, I had a new job, a new house, and a child.
Wow.
And I graduated college. So literally like everything in the space of like 2 months, which was that's a major life changes
For
right there.
real, yeah.
So anyways, this was 96. So this is like the dot-com boom and bust. So I worked for 7 companies in like 4 or 5 years, which got very tedious. But I got to do cool stuff. Like I got to perform at what's the big tech show? CES? Is that the big tech show in Vegas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I got to be, I was the guy who was, doing all the presentations and all that kind of stuff. And then, drinking Gatorade and trying to sleep underneath the table because I was hungover. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. But it got kind of tedious, and do a lot of phone work, and every now and then somebody would go, "Hey, man, you got a great voice. You ought to be on the radio." And I'm like, "Yeah, right. Me and Howard Stern, man. It's not that easy." But one day, my wife is looking through this book, a little catalog for one of those places that has a class on like everything, like how to find your astrological soulmate, or how to start your own business, or how to play piano, or whatever it was. And there's one on voiceovers. And she's like,
cool.
"There's like $50." And it's like, "Do you want to take it? You want to try it?" I'm like, "Yeah, why not?" And I got there, and I friggin' loved it. And it was just like, the guy gave like a little bit of a preamble. Like, this is commercial copy like this, and he played some examples, and like, this is promo, and this is narration, etc. And and everyone it was like maybe 10 people in the class, and we all got to go up and do like a little bit on the mic, and he had some pre-done background, so we kind of recorded it, and he could play. It was kind of fun. So I came home, I was like super pumped about it, and and then so the next day the guy calls me and he goes like, "Hey, you're pretty good on that. You ought to get a demo made." And I'm like, "Cool, what's that?" and he was like, "Well, do like look up production companies." And so this is back in the Ask Jeeves days. I don't think Google was even around yet. And so I went. So not
Maybe
everybody
web
was
crawler in Yahoo, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, nobody was really online, so I had to use the old school Yellow Pages and found a place and worked with them and got a demo made. And I have a copy of it somewhere, but good Lord, is it terrible.
Aren't all the first ones bad?
Right. But that's as it should be, right? You've got to grow. You've got to be different, right? But
I agree.
It was enough. It was enough. But anyways, yeah. So then I just set about, selling myself, marketing myself. And I got lucky because Discovery Channel was moving down from New York and opened their big thing in Silver Spring, the big one, Discovery.
I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah. So they opened that up, and they're opening that up. And we had a new product manager in the company I was working for, and I went in to talk to him. And I was like, introduced myself. I was in sales. I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I put my briefcase down and I pull out my notebook, and my demo CD slides out. Now, if you make the movie of my life, you could not have filmed this better. It spins out right in front of him.
Oh,
facing him.
"What's this?"
And I reach for it, and he snatches it up, and he goes, "What's this?" And I'm like, "I'm fooling around in voiceovers, whatever." And he's like, "Oh, cool." And he reaches into his desk and he pulls out this little phone book, and he goes, and it's like, he's like, "I just came from Discovery Channel. That's where I worked before."
No.
Here, he took a name and number and email out of there, and he gave it to me. He goes, "Contact this person, tell him I sent you." I said, "Sweet." So I did.
That never happens, by the way.
I know. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, it was like, like, maybe like the shining light comes right down on my CD. Like, but you really,
Yeah.
you can't script that better. And so anyways, I contacted this lady and sent her my demo. And then like I check in with her, like once a month or whatever. And then one day she goes like, "Yeah, I actually got something for you. Come on in. Come on Tuesday or whatever day it was, Thursday." And so I came in and I read, it was for the billboards. For those of you listening, this program is brought to you in part by whatever.
I do those for AMC.
So I came in there and I did, I read for them, and they sent me some examples, prior to, and so I read for them, and that was like I think it was a Thursday, and then that was in the morning. In the afternoon, I actually interviewed for another job in IT, and so Friday comes and I hear nothing from anybody. Sunday night comes and I wake up at 2 a.m. Again, can't script this stuff. I wake up at 2 a.m. and I haven't heard from anybody, right? Either Discovery and something goes, I don't know, God, the universe, anybody, something goes, "Which way do you want to go?
Wow.
What do you want to do?
What do you want to do?"
And I was like, "Well, I've done this sales thing and it's kind of tedious. Let's try this new thing." And literally Monday morning, I get a phone call from Discovery going, "Hey, you're our guy. Come on in."
What?
And the next phone call I get is the company that I'd interviewed with, and they're like, "Yeah, we're bankrupt now." And
Oh, wow.
So I was like, holy moly. That was just, So again, it was all very, it was like the universe just kicking me right in the ass. Like, come on, dude,
Yeah.
get over there. So yeah, so I got that job March 2nd, 2002 was my first professional voiceover gig at Discovery. I still do those today.
That's incredible.
I did them this morning.
That is, and again, that doesn't happen. Most people will tell you, I took some classes, I was in theater in school, or you'll have folks say, well, I was in radio for 15 years, and someone said, hey, you should do VO. But to hear that and to know that you're still doing that from that one, oops, I dropped my CD, and he goes, what do you got here? And so,
yeah,
the
man.
Matt Baker story coming to
right.
Somebody
yeah, that's just, well, the thing is, like, if I'd have written that as a script, nobody'd believe it. They'll be like, come on, man, that didn't happen. And I'm like,
it really doesn't.
And
that's one thing about this business. For me now, going into 16, 17 years, you much longer than I, but everybody has a different entry point.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them are very fascinating. Like, again,
where'd you come from?
So for me, as a kid, and being the only boy in the family,
How many sisters you got?
Two.
Older or younger?
One's 10 years apart. The other one's 7 years apart. I am what they call the baby. I am the bambino. So by the time I got into my teen years, first sister was already married and out the house. Second sister she's a Navy gal. So she was sailing the seven seas out there in the Westpac. And I was home with mama and the TV. And growing up, I was always fascinated with different announcers and things like that. Like you, me and my friends would do radio plays before we knew that's what they were. We just get our boombox, hit record, and for example, I would take a G.I. Joe and then he would take one, and we're like, I shall defeat you, Cobra, and we're just doing dumb kid shit because that's what you do when you got G.I. Joes,
right?
And Transformers and stuff, and we would just, and then we go back and listen to it, and that was just our thing.
Crack yourselves up, yeah.
And I feel like that, and my uncle was a radio DJ.
Oh, nice.
And he shifted from radio to television. He was a news director at one of the local TV stations, and every now and then I would go in with him and kind of watch the behind the scenes, and then you're hearing that announcer guy, this is Channel 6 News with so and so and so, and I'm like, that is just the coolest thing.
Right.
We hit the fast forward button, and it's now 2008-9. I did IT as well, crazy enough.
Yes.
My mainstay was hardware. I happened to, there used to be a TV show called The Profiler with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
He could just assume any identity. That was me. I was a profiler because I worked in IT, but I didn't have A+ certification, but I knew the lingo so well that it was very convincing. I knew how to do the work. I just didn't have the money to get certification.
You were an actor. You were an actor. That's exactly how I got through it. And I had no idea what I was saying, but I could say it with confidence.
There you go. And I read the big, thick ass 8,000 page A+ certification book, but I retained so much that when I would go into interviews, and especially in DC, for a lot of folks, even to this day, a lot of jobs are contractual. So they'll bring you on a couple of weeks, 6 months, a year, whatever. And I would always get these 3 to 6 month gigs that are paying me crazy. And I'm like, I could do this. So in between then and working these contract jobs, um, I'm listening to the radio and I'm like, I want to get into that, but I never pulled the trigger. When I moved back to Florida, um, and I did a little IT, but then I went into the mortgage and loan world. And I still have friends that do it. Bless your hearts. I love and miss you all.
So you love low pressure work is what you're saying, right?
You know, so, so, but doing that, I had got to the point where I'm like, I'm tired of the apartment life. I'm doing pretty good for myself. Let's get a house. Not a big house because it's just me and the cats. So let me just get a small townhome. And it was in the process of being built. And then they had hey, Trey, can we see you for a second? I'm like, oh, this better not be what I think it is. So listen, I'm like, yeah. They let me go.
Wait, we say 2008, 2009?
This
That's like
is
that's a whole financial
Yeah.
meltdown.
The crash was happening. But to be honest, I don't mind hard work, but I also knew that this thing was in the back of my head. And I wanted to pursue it, and my work did slip. So my head was in the clouds of this announcer thing. It's been it's like this. You ever had that itch, and as much as you scratch it, it's like it's in the skin somewhere. It was really just itching at me, and I would lose focus at work, and I'm like, "You turned in? Oh yeah, I did the thing. It's compliant with the whatever. Sure, I did it." and it caught up with me. So now I'm in my apartment. I'm like, I have to now call these people and tell them stop construction. Lost my job. I'm gonna need them that deposit for the closing. I'm gonna need all that back because I gotta eat and live. I'm gonna need all that back. Sorry. So I recouped my money.
Oh, they gave it back to you. Well, that's cool.
Well, and they got it was within the 30-day window.
Oh, okay.
And they hadn't started. I would drive by every day, like, oh, they're laying the dirt and they're spraying. Oh, it's gonna be so nice, and like, yeah, I'm gonna need that back. So I get that back, and now I'm just up watching TV at 2-3 in the morning because I have nowhere to go the next day. And I started doing my homework. I was watching cartoons. I was watching different documentaries on this little up and coming streaming service called Netflix. Something told me you should put some money into this, and I did. I put in a couple of dollars and bought the shares when they were around $40-50. That then ballooned to $360.
Damn, dude.
And I lived for a year off of my Netflix shares.
Wow.
Because I made that much money, dude.
Damn.
But in between that time, I really started looking at these documentaries and these cartoons, and I'm like, wait, so the dude that was, villain number 3 in this cartoon is also telling me about the Third Reich? I'm like, so you can do that and change and become, so I'm like, oh shit, I'm locked in, and I'm writing down this person, Googling him or whatever, search. Yeah, by then we had Googled him up. I'm like, okay, he did this and this. That's crazy. So now I'm on YouTube trying to find interviews and listening to how he got into it. And I remember this commercial that came out during the Super Bowl. It was called God and Why God Made a Farmer. And it was for a Dodge Ram.
Yeah, I remember that.
So
who's the VO on that?
I don't know, but here's the significance of it. I ran across another video that said why God made a voice actor. It was a play on that particular spot. And at the end of this spot, it had a conference. And I'm like, they have a conference for voice actors? That's kind of ironic. You talk all day, so you want to get together and talk all day. All right, whatever. And I looked it up, and it was for the very first VO Atlanta.
VO Atlanta. Okay.
And when I got there, maybe 50, 75 people. I'm like, I guess a lot of people don't like to talk. I didn't know about at that time the big conference was that not that voiceover, voice. So there was like voice, then that's voiceover came. But I started to go to different conferences and just absorb and listen. And from there, I didn't have money for demos, but because of watching my uncle in video production, and then when I was in school, we had like a little AV class.
Mhm.
I knew how to cut audio and video pretty good. I said, well, they don't need video for voices. So I just extrapolated my voice because I would film myself and do silly shit in my phone. I'm like, they don't want to hear that. So just take the voice stuff, and I would just grab a magazine, and it would have like Newport on the back, Newport for your pleasure. And I'm giving all these different takes. Like, that one sounds pretty cool. Boop, put that on there. Went to one of these royalty free websites and added music and made my first crappy demo. Nobody bid on it because it was my first crappy demo. But over time, man, that's where it got me. And then you start to find out about different people in the business and different genres, and it was just an evolution. And for me, my big shift happened around 15 or 16. I had started getting a lot of work on Voice 123 back when they were pretty good, and they're still okay now, but not like then. And I found this guy, well, he found me. It was a small Christian network.
Mm-hmm.
And they
like radio network, or
it was called Daystars, a small cable network.
Okay.
And they were doing a piece for Martin Luther King Day, and was like, hey, we heard some of your stuff on your thing, man. We got something we want you to read. We just want to hear how you would sound doing it. And I read it, and they were like, okay, you're the guy. So we're going to record you, and then this is going to air. I was like, I'm sorry? Air like airwaves, like TV? People going to hear me? Yeah. Oh, okay. And then when I got off the phone, I passed out in the bed like, I'm going to be on TV narrating about Martin Luther. Okay. So I called my mother because when you have big accomplishments and you're single, that's what you do. You call mama. And I'm like, hey, do you watch Daystar? She's like, yeah, it's a Christian channel. Because my mama's, she is a Southern Baptist woman to her heart. And I told her, well, your son's going to be on the TV narrating about Dr. Martin Luther King, and you might want to find out where it is. And she saw it. And for me, when I saw it and heard myself, I'm like, I think I can be pretty good in this. And boom goes the dynamite. Here we are.
Damn, that's awesome, man. You just chase that thing down. That is, I think that's probably what. I mean, I think the pandemic kind of, everyone's like, well, I'm sitting at home anyways. I got this USB mic. Let's rock and roll. And fortunately they kind of, I mean, obviously those without talent are gonna kind of fall away at some point, anyways. But yeah, that's cool, man. I mean, that's the thing, right? It's the drive, because once I got the gig, right? I mean, same with you. Once you get the gig, like, all right, now what do I do? All right, well,
it's
I
exactly
got to find more people to pay me to do this, right?
Yeah, and I also had, so my VO career, ebb and flow does not really give it justice. It's more like a turbulent plane at 40,000 feet. Because
this is your captain. Please buckle your seatbelts.
The ascent was not great, and then you got to a certain altitude where you coasted, and then it got rocky.
Yeah.
Rocky to where you had to drop a few thousand feet, and you were like, okay, this is where I'm going to die now. Because after that that breakthrough with Daystar, I'm like, all right, I'm a narrator, and I'm standing on the hill like, ha ha, I'm here. They're like, so. I'm like, oh, okay. And I didn't get any work.
Yeah.
I had to go back into the workforce. And on my lunch breaks in Florida, where it's quite humid, going into my car with my mic, holding it, like this, laptop in my hand with no AC on. So if it's 97 outside, imagine what it is in the car.
About 120 in the car, yeah.
Yes, sir. So when I get back into work, they're like, dude, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. I was in the car with no air. Yeah. Why? I had to audition for this voiceover thing. It's like, you really want to do this? I'm like, yeah, I just lost 3 pounds.
I had same thing, dude. I had, I got that gig at Discovery, and I'm like, well, they could just start backing that bank truck up to my door any minute now. And they didn't. And so I had to and the company that I was with went under also. So now this is all I got for my, and it's not a ton of money, but it's okay, but I need to bring in more. So I don't know how to market myself. That's the problem there. I was like, I don't know what to do. And I called a couple agencies. I'm like, well, agencies, let's try that. And they're like, this is my demo. They're like, yeah, whatever, guy.
Wow.
No, my favorite. This is my favorite. This is how dumb I was. So I take a job. I take a job as an editor. I have a degree in English. So I took a job as an editor. And I emailed this one company, just general marketing, somewhere in New York. And they're like, yeah, send me your reel. I don't know what a reel is. I don't know. It's not a demo, right? A reel is actually just your work.
Mm-hmm.
So I happen to have a bunch of where I had recorded off the TV
Oh, you didn't.
Dude, it on a VHS tape. I sent him a VHS tape. Yeah, that was that. I never heard from them. I don't know why.
You think?
Yeah, right. So I didn't know. That was the thing. I didn't know what to do, and so I tried 1, 2, 3, and the other one, and got a little bit here and there, and wasn't really sure, and then I was going to give it up, and
we all have that story.
This snowstorm hit. I mean, I was going to keep the Discovery gigs. It was once a week. It's money. It's fine, but I was really just going to kind of give it up. And then the snowstorm hit. And again, the little voice in my head goes, all right, if you can give it up, give it one last push.
Yeah.
And all right. And I found this website which linked to every state has a film and TV division. You want to hire local actors or production people or whatever you're looking for. And I found a website that linked to all those. So I just hit those. And then one day, today I'm doing Alabama. And then tomorrow I'm doing Alaska. And then the next day I'm doing Arkansas. And I just hit every company in that thing and just sent them, I created a general email. And then I just, a little tiny personalization here and there and then just sent it. And started getting responses. And then I started sending out, my demo. I had a new demo at that point. So I started sending out a demo. And then I started getting work. And it worked. I was sending out literally 150 emails a day.
Yeah, I remember those days.
So, and it worked. I mean, it was just a massive, massive push, and it worked. And then I went to my my girl at Discovery, who's been with me the whole time, and I said, I need to make a jump. I need to make an agent. Can I get an agent? And she's like, well, here's 2 people. You can talk to them and see how you fit. One was at Paradigm at the time. One was at Atlas. And then I ended up going with Atlas.
Mm-hmm.
Again, well, let's see, backing that bank truck up any second now. Matt doesn't learn sometimes. It takes a little bit. So eventually I got, I'm like, oh, right, auditions. Okay, cool. And then, it started coming. I'm like, okay. And then I started making changes and took some coaching.
Yeah.
That made a huge difference. So, yeah. But again, like you, just dun, 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 dun. What? Oh no, here we go. We're going
Yep.
down.
Hey, the drop always, you don't know when it's going to happen, but when it does, it really shakes your foundation.
Oh yeah.
Because when you go from, man, I want to do this thing, I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing, and then you get a couple of jobs like, all right, this is pretty good. Hey, I'm getting more work, more pay. This is okay. And you get to that cruising altitude, you're like, what could go wrong? And then I had that. I I was heading to the pawn shop, dude. I was gonna just sell it all.
Yeah, man, been there.
Was it not, or were it not, for this feisty 5-foot woman who impeded my progress? And she said, you can't do that. And I looked down at this feisty 5-foot woman. I'm only 5'10".
No, is she at the pawn shop? This is the one at the pawn shop?
No.
No. Oh, where is she? Where are you at?
Let the story build, Matt.
All right. I'm sorry.
So, yeah, I looked down at this feisty 5-foot woman, and she goes, I can't let you do that. I said, why not, feisty 5-foot woman? And she said to me, I can't imagine a life with you that every day I come home from work, we're watching something on TV, and for every commercial you hear or game you play, you're going to have your what if moment. And she said, I don't want that for you. If you still feel you can do it, give it another shot. She's like, the next VO Atlanta is coming up. I'm like, well, baby, I don't really have the kind of bread. I shut up. She said, we're going to go to the conference. Go be around your people. And if you don't feel anything, then you'll know it's not in your heart anymore. But if you do, something's still in there. You got to keep pursuing this thing. I said, well, we all say, yes, dear. And we went. And I had a ball. And it was good seeing everybody. And I had a great time. The pivotal moment was at the end of VO Atlanta. They always have these raffle tickets and stuff. And I've told this story, I don't know how many times. I win a raffle. It's a coaching session with Joe Cipriano.
Damn.
Yeah. So, and I swear the guy has never had a bad day. And if he has, we'll never know. Because he is the happiest, most positive, just
nicest guy in VO.
I'm telling you, the minute you're around him, whatever you were going through, is like, man, the hell with that. Joe just took 20 pounds off my chest.
Yep.
So, and I used to follow Joe because when he first got on social media, there was this app called Periscope. And he used to get on Periscope live and would let us, the audience, watch his sessions. And that blew my mind.
Oh man, I didn't know he did that. That would have been awesome.
Yeah. So I'm like, the guy from Periscope is, so it was crazy. So when we first and I had knew him from that because I was always like the first person that would pop in on these things. He's like, hey, there's my buddy Tre. I'm like, he recognized me? What is this? So here we are, fast forward, and I'm now getting coaching from this dude, and I let him listen to then my most current demo because, again, making a little change, so I was able to get one done. And he was like, Tre, buddy, I like it, but I want to hear more of you. And I didn't know what that meant. And I said, well, what do you mean? He says, the production is great, and I'm hearing the SOT and the music, but I don't really hear, whoever wrote this didn't really give your voice a chance to shine. He said, get a better demo. He said, this is serviceable. It'll serve you with production houses, but if you want to compete with guys like me, you got to get something better, buddy. I'm like, oh boy. He's out, but I'm going to give you about a year Um, I think within a year's time, you'll be ready. And I listened to everything that man told me to do. And I did everything short of cutting my right arm because he didn't say it. But he told me, invest in a trade. And I'm thinking stocks. He's like, no, the trades. I'm like, what's that? There are these periodicals that come out in Hollywood. Get one of them, read them, because you'll find out if there are new shows, they're going to need new voices for it. If so-and-so leaves one company and goes somewhere else, follow that person and see where they're going, because now they're going to probably want their own, folks doing things. And he was right about it all. And within that year, I had a Midwest rep, DeSanti, and then I had a regional rep, and I'm like, okay, I need the big name. I need the big name. And a few months down the road, because by this time, this was 2017, 18, I had got with Atlas. And I always go back to that story because those two people, and there have been people sprinkled in as well who've been influential, but those two people, the feisty 5-footer I ended up marrying, by the way.
I could tell. I could tell.
Yeah. So between her and Joe seeing something in me at the time when I was ready to just, it's not going to happen. I am indebted to them for that. But yeah, there are going to be times, kids, where, like I just said, you're going to be at cruising altitude, and some bird is going to fly right into the engine. And you are going to take a dive.
You're going to take a hit. So yeah, let me tell you a quick Joe Cipriano story. He back in the day, I think I got my second demo made, but I had them incorporate like the billboards I was doing for Discovery in there. So I just emailed Joe Cipriano. I'm like, hey, obviously he was the master of the craft and everyone knew who he was. And I'm like, hey man, any advice for a guy, still climbing the ladder, right? I know you're busy, just, if you get a chance. And he goes to my website, listens to my demo, unprompted, totally unprompted, goes to my website, listens to my demo, comes back and goes, yeah, these, this, and this worked. This did not. The thing that did not, by the way, was the thing I was actually getting paid for, which was the Discovery billboards. And he said, it sounds low market. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, you're speaking way too far down in your chest. You need to like bring it up into your mouth. And I was like, okay. Because back, you want to sound like the deep announcer guy, right? Hey, whatever, right? And then so I was like, okay. So I literally came in and so I played around with it, and I came in like the next day at Discovery, or whenever the next session was, and I was like, and I moved my voice, and the guy's engineer's like, hold on a second, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm just changing the way I read it because I heard market trends blah was supposed to be better. I gave him some excuse, and they're like, okay, it does sound better. Hold on, I gotta switch. So he had to like play around with the EQ and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, boom. And then like within probably a month, somebody, because this is back, I'm literally going into one Discovery, like actually it's DCTC.
Oh, so you're driving into, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't that far. And the DCTC actually is a little tech center, is like a block and a half away.
Gotcha.
And everybody, like all the editors, all the guys are there, all the sound booths are there. And so I was there, and somebody walked in during the session, heard that, and goes, hey, can you do a promo for this for me? And I'm like, whoa. Absolutely. And so then, right, that became like my biggest source of work, because people started hearing me. They're all there. They're just walking past. And then they started to know who I was. And then like, hey, can you put this scratch down for me? Like, hey, I got this series. I'm like, boom. So yeah, that was fantastic. I actually took a beating when they closed One Discovery and moved out, because I knew all those guys, and it was just like just walking around. Hey, what's going on, Andy? What's going on, Steve? Need anything? Nope. Okay, cool. Know where I am. So yeah, that's one of the things about working from the lonely old booth at home is I
I've been involved in a couple of animation projects and video game projects,
Nice.
and I hear how the OGs and the vets talk about how they used to record in ensembles, and the thing that they miss the most is being in a room with 10, 12 people, feeling that energy, feeling the fun. Because now, and I've done games where I'm here and I'm not with the guy who's being the villain, or if I'm the villain, I'm not in the room with the hero. It's just, all right, go, and you become who you're supposed to become.
Right.
But it's something about going into a studio. Um, I think for me, it's the legitimacy factor. Even though we are legitimate working professional voice actors, there's something about when you walk into a studio. I don't know. There's a certain level of respect. There's a
Yep.
certain level of, hey, he's that guy doing that thing for us today, and hey, how's it doing? Oh, how you doing? How's it going?
He's the talent. I love
He's
that
the
title. He's the talent.
Yeah. That never gets old. It's
No,
like,
it
hey,
does not.
he's the talent. When I booked a NASCAR campaign back in 2018, 19, and the guys were like, he's here for NASCAR, and not in like a racial way, but they were, because
Are you in the studio? You're going to a studio?
yeah, they flew me to New York.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I was like, NASCAR is in the South. I'm a Southern boy. Why are we going to New York? But that's where the ad agency that was doing NASCAR stuff, that was their studio
Right.
of choice. And they said, we want to get at least the first couple of sessions in the studio, just in case your home studio doesn't match level wise. I said, okay, sure. Your dime, your time.
Right, exactly,
I ain't mad at that. But they were like, hey, I think you might be the first African American to do NASCAR promos. Don't quote me on that, but I've been doing these for a while, and I know the good old boys they usually have to do these type of things, but I think you might be the first. I'm like, you think? So I may or may not be unofficially the first person of color to do NASCAR promos. The jury's still out, but I'm going to kind of lean it towards, I would like to think.
Hey, I'll give it to you.
It's official, because
It's
since
official
then,
now.
I've heard other brothers on it. I'm like, we're in a very select group.
Yeah, man, you broke that barrier though. That's fantastic.
I'll take that. But being in that studio, and shout out to Sonic Union and Joe McConnell and the folks over there. It really gives you this sense of importance. Like, yeah, Trey's the talent on this, and do you need anything, Trey? We got a tea station over here. I'm like, amenities. I'd have to go downstairs and grab an apple. You
Craft services? What? Let's go.
Right. I was like, yeah, do you guys have any peppermint tea? I like a blend of peppermint and ginger. And the girl was like, okay. And she took off. And I'm like, well, where is she going? She's going to
Oh, you didn't go all diva on us now, did you?
No, I just mentioned.
Too much ginger. Get out of here.
I said, you guys have like ginger or lemon tea. I like certain blends help with my voice. This was just me talking. As I'm saying it, she is literally in a little station with hot water. And she's like, well, here's a blend I like to use that's kind of like what you said. And I put a little dose of blah, blah, blah. See if you like this. I'm like, well, this is great. I'll have more. Well, when you're done with your first session, I'll have some rating for you. I'm like, who are you people?
Wow.
I don't get this at home.
That is nice.
More, please. So,
Right?
yeah, it's something about going into the studio where you just get all this.
Yeah. Well, the other ones, directed, at least directed sessions, I really enjoy those because you're like, you're there. And though I did have one I did for McDonald's Canada, one I did with Shania Twain.
Oh.
I don't know if you saw I put that on that reel, I think. But yeah, she was there, and I love doing, those because I'm just lately been booking stuff where it's not my voice. It's just like some kind of character. Like that was around these parts, we got a saying around these parts, right? So it's kind of this cowboy, but I had to put a little of like this softening up of the Canadian, like, because they have the rounded O's. So I put a little saying around these parts. So I try to do that. But I love doing that kind of stuff. That kind of vocal manipulations and accents are I love those. Anyways, it was a 5-hour session for a 30-second commercial.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, but what it didn't do with me is just I record the thing, and then they have to put it down, and then they have to send it up to this person. And then, like, the McDonald's rep has to sign off on it, and the McDonald's rep come back with notes. Then I gotta adjust, and then, so it was mostly, like, my speaking was I'd speak for, like, I'd read it, like, 3 or 4 times, and then they go, okay. And then there'd be, like, half hour, 45 minutes, so I'm not doing anything.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So, but whatever. That's that's the business. But
that's the
gig.
Just
interacting with people is just great. I just did one yesterday, 2 days ago for Pizza Hut. That was fun. But that was like, they were talking to me and like, okay, well, a little bit more of this, a little less of that, and I ended up replacing Tom Brady. That's pretty cool.
I'll tell you.
Right? He was in the he did one of the 15s for this commercial. Which comes out in January 4th, I think. But one of the 15s, like, he talks about the big New Yorker pizza, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, and it's Tom Brady. I mean, he's a great quarterback, but I don't know if you've watched his like doing his commentary.
It's lacking.
Yeah. So his voice just isn't really, he's, hey, he is a GOAT over there, but whatever, they're like, it's just not hitting it. I'm like, okay, well, do you want to read it? Like, absolutely, I'm here, let's do it. So I read it. And
wow.
So yeah, we'll see. He probably got paid like 100 times more than I did. But
me and my wife were just talking about that, where, excuse me, you can be the brand voice of something, and let's say you become the brand voice of Duluth Trading Company.
okay.
And you got this rugged thing going on, and people are eating it up. And you make about 40, 50 grand off of it. But then your contract's up, and then Matthew McConaughey becomes the voice of Duluth. And the amount you got paid for the whole campaign, they paid that just to fly him there.
Right.
And it's like, that's not fair to us.
No, man.
We like little commas and zeros too,
Absolutely.
And just because he's on screen and people know it, half of the time when celebs, and this is my opinion, half of the time when celebs do VO, unless you're an actual fan of that celebrity, you don't know.
Right.
I remember when Lawrence Fishburne did the Cadillac campaign.
Mm-hmm.
I had auditioned for that. And then again, reading the trades, thank you, Joe. I read in the trades that Lawrence Fishburne on board to be new voice of Cadillac brand campaign. I'm like, really? And he got paid a whole lot of commas and zeros because I actually saw an M. Like, I know what M means. That's not thousands. That's an M.
And had you booked that, you wouldn't have gotten that.
Absolutely not.
No.
I would have got some commas and zeros, but no M.
Yeah.
So I don't, and again.
And he probably got a Cadillac out of the deal too.
I was just thinking the same damn thing.
Here's your new Escalade, Mr. Fishburne, and you'll find all that cash in the back of the trunk.
If you hit that button, we'll back it up and just throw the bags in for you.
Right.
Morpheus. And, that always just burns me because I feel even now, for whatever reason, voiceover and voice acting does not get it gets the recognition, but I still feel for the layperson or the creatives or whoever is writing the text and backing up the trucks that never come to our house, that we don't get that kind of respect.
No, No, because
You know,
they come at it, their names, right? And then like
yeah,
but nobody's going to name me or you. I mean, maybe you because you've got some animation credits, but they're not, for the most part, like, hey, who's like they know, hey, the Reese's peanut butter guy, yeah, that's Will Arnett. He also does GM trucks. I'm like, all right, dude, slow your roll, leave some for the rest of us. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So, yeah, they're just their names, and they come at it from that point. Their names first, and then they come at it. Whereas, you and I and everybody else is just kind of, beating our way up that ladder.
You know, I know that a lot of my friends who are doing much more games animation. So for the money that they don't make in games and animation, if you are lucky enough to get on the con
Oh,
tour,
wow. Yeah, right?
that's where they make it up
Hell yeah.
on the cons,
Yep.
because
Yeah.
you'd be surprised from Comic-Con to, there may be some place in Pacoima that has Pacoima Con and you don't even know about it, but the fans do, and if they know you're coming, the promoter's like, look, our budget's small. We can only give you like 10 grand to appear. I just got to smile and sign
I'm sorry, for the
few
weekend?
pictures.
All right.
Yeah, we'll put you up at the come on in hotel, but we'll pay for it. Who gonna turn that down? And
Right?
so,
Not me.
and multiply that times, Emerald City Con, Dream Con, or whatever else,
San Diego. Yeah, all of it.
and you're making like, okay, I only got a couple of grand for that character, but now that my fans know I'm going to be at these different things, and you guys are wanting to pay me to just come and shake hands, take pictures, and kiss babies, okay, sign me up.
Right.
I'm happy for them for that, because I feel, in our profession, and especially for those folks that do that, the strain that you're putting on your voice.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And
This is
screaming and
it's an instrument.
yep.
And with any instrument, you can abuse it. If you bang a drum too hard, that skin is going to crack. If you crash those cymbals, it will chip. If we scream ad nauseum, we will sound like this the next day.
Yeah.
You
Oh.
know.
Or hey, allergy season.
Oh, that's why I keep sniffing like I'm a cokehead. I'm like, because my nose is stopped up.
Oh, I know. I got a terrible
you know?
post-nasal drip.
Yeah, it's
So I'm like constantly at Mucinex and shooting shit up my nose. Just,
yeah.
when get
I keep Vapor Rub at the ready.
I got one of these things. These things are really good.
Now, what is that? Huh? Product
called,
placement time.
It's called Hustle Drops. I got a writer told me about them. They're really good. Boy, do they work fast.
Okay, good to
Hustle
know.
Drop. Yep.
Speaking of A1 Mark Ryder, he, and the lovely Mandy, who is also going to be on here soon. Both of them.
Oh, awesome.
Once I get it all penciled in. You guys have a little trivia podcast VO thingy.
We do. Trivia Pursuits. And yeah, it's just a little different format. We get to hang out with people. You graced us with your presence there a while ago.
It was a fun time. Tell the folks about that and how that came about.
How did that come about? I was I'm kind of like a coaching slut, if you will, because I figure everyone's got something to teach. So
Sure.
I kind of bounce around people, and especially when someone like at high level like writers offers a coach, I'm like, you know what? I'll see what you got to say. It's obviously working. So I was coaching with him for a while, learned a lot of good stuff. But like my brain moves at 150,000 miles an hour. It just moves really fast. And he would say something and I would just kind of go and make little jokes. And he'd make a comment about something and like just all the crap, all the documentaries that I've done and all that stuff, I like absorb knowledge really a lot of
I'm like
dumb,
that too. Yeah.
useless knowledge that
Yeah.
yeah, like it's not gonna earn me any money, but whatever. So I just made some joke, and then it's something about something, and he said, we should like a podcast with like trivia on it or something like that. I'm like, all right, and then we just kind of worked that through, and then so we started with that, and right now we're recording the third season, so we're just doing redrops right now. So I don't know when this is going to come out, but probably by the time it comes out, we'll have dropped a couple of new episodes by then. But yeah, that's it was just one of those things, and the format kind of evolved. We started off with some, but they always do, and doing different rounds and punishments if you lost and stuff. And then we were like, nobody's really doing the punishments, and nobody likes doing them, so we'll just sunset that and move along. So now it's just it's just for fun, and we have conversations with people while we're playing our little game. It's just kind of like it's like that what's that podcast where they eat the hot wings and they just have a conversation while eating hot wings?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's kind of like this. It's just it's a gimmick to just have a conversation. So we're like, well, it gives us something to do while we're talking. So and it's great. I meet a lot of great people like you and Cipriano was on there, Mark Grau, Dave Fenoy. Zeke Alton, a bunch of people. It's been great.
I couldn't do hot ones.
No, I can't. I'm such a sissy when it comes to that.
As I've gotten older, my tolerance for heat, after the first couple of wings, I'm like, I'm out. Drink champs, that's a different story. I could probably do drink champs, but hot ones, that's not gonna work. So I have a couple of questions before we wrap.
Yep.
I always ask this to my folks that are married because I'm a sap and I love romance. How'd you meet your gal?
Well, I was in the Marines and I had come up here to DC. I was underage, by the way. I was 20 and the drinking age was 21. But we had my friend's ID, and so we just all managed to get in this club. And then the woman who would become my wife was here down visiting her parents who lived in D.C. She was with some friends, some college
What
friends.
club were you at?
21st Amendment.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it was on Pennsylvania, and it's gone now. It's gone now, but
what isn't gone now?
Right, and now it's a parking garage.
Wow.
Yeah, right. So, anyways, I met her, her and her friends, and really hit it off, and like kind of came back with this, necking and all that fun stuff. But and she gave me, no, she didn't give me any information. She didn't give me anything to really go on. I got her name, but I knew where her parents lived. I knew her because we were kind of back to her parents thing, and I know where her parents lived. And so I got her, had her name, and looked up her parents. So I go, like about a week or two later, I go knock on the door of her parents' apartment.
Wow.
And it's November, so I'm wearing like a trench coat and whatever, and my friend's with me, and we just knock on the door, and nobody's there. And I was just smitten with this woman. So nobody's there. So I turn around and I'm like, just knock on the apartment across the way, and this woman opens the door. It's a little tiny German woman. She's like, hello? And I'm like, hey, and I'm like towering over. And I'm like, hey, do you know the Kellys across the hall? No, as far as she's concerned, I'm the Gestapo. She's all like, no, I've never seen them. And she shuts the door. It's like, Klaus, they have found us. So anyways, I finally figured out, I had his right apartment. I got his phone number. I call him and I lie. And I say, I knew her from Billerica. Billerica is actually a place in Massachusetts because I knew that's where they were from. Or that's where my wife was going to college. But Billerica, but he'd heard Bill Ricca like it was a dude, like Bill Ricca. That's his name.
Oh, okay.
So he gives me her phone number.
Wow.
He doesn't fucking know me from Adam.
Good job, Dad.
Right? He's like, okay, here's her phone number right there at her apartment. So I call her up. And I go, hey, this is Matt Baker. We had this, we met last weekend when you were in D.C. or week before, whatever. And she's like, yeah. And so we talked for like an hour or two, and it was, and then we just started corresponding. I was in the Marines, and then I went up and visited her a couple times in Boston. And then when I got out, she made the big leap and came down and lived with me here in Maryland. And,
wow.
And the reason we got married, her dad was a international economist, and he was stationed in Botswana at that point after about, we're a couple years down the road here.
Yeah.
And the phone rings one morning. My wife and I are living in sin together. And the phone rings, and it's like 6 o'clock. And when the phone rings at 6 a.m., you got to like, like shit's going down.
Yeah,
so you pick it up, and it's her mom calling from Botswana. Of course, it's 9 hours ahead or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah. And she goes, hey, you guys need to get married on June 28th of next year. And I'm like, okay, honey, it's for you. So I had to have a ring. So I had to go get a ring. And then
why was that date significant? That's very
because they
random.
were coming, but she ended up changing it after we already made the reservations at a place to get married.
Wow.
And then she had to back it up a week to the 20th. But yeah, that's when they were coming back to the States. Like that's when they cycled back into the United States from Botswana.
Gotcha.
So yeah, so that was funny. But so I was told when I was married, getting
Shotgun
married.
wedding. Yes.
Right. Well, no, there was none of that. But we were. It was future mother-in-law married. But we've been married 33 years. So
Nice.
yeah. So and she still tolerates me. So I guess I'm doing something right.
I tell people like younger folks, like, what's the secret? I said, being married is knowing that the other person makes a decision every day to tolerate your bullshit.
Mhm.
And
That's it.
The day that they don't, then worry. But if they're still, there, you're good. So,
Exactly.
And now for the final question.
Yes, sir.
How does Matt Baker take time out for himself?
Matt Baker loves the gym. I go to the gym like 5 days a week. And that is me time. I have a schedule in every day. I go for like an hour. I got workout routines to do it. That's really like, that gets my head clear. That gets me, I can focus. And it's just about me. It's me against iron or me against me. And that's how I really just, it's my iron therapy, I like to call it.
Gotcha.
Keeps me focused. I have a lot of other stuff I like to do. I like to write. I've written a book, working on another one. I've got sometimes I draw. My wife and I are taking a tap dancing class right now, and
Wow.
yeah, man. So if you've seen me,
Toes Baker. Okay.
no, hell no. I am 6'3", 250 pounds. And whatever you are picturing me doing in tap dancing, it is 20 times as funny to actually see it in person. It is like, oh my God, like, man. And I took it because my wife wanted to. And I'm like, well, all right. Because I don't do any like shifting left and right and, shifting my weight. It's just I stand there and I curl or bench, whatever it is.
Right.
And I'm like, well, all right, well, let's try it. And it is comical, like, because they always have mirrors in there, and I watch myself, and I'm like, God damn. And then like everybody else in the class is like these tiny little people. Like I would actually literally stand in the back row, and the person in front of me does not obstruct my view of myself.
Wow.
It's just hysterical. But and that's part of the thing. I like I said, I'm a performer. I laugh at myself all the time. Like, I'm not shy about any of that shit. I just get out there and do it, man. And it's what is it? The man in the arena, right? It's,
I think we have to laugh at ourselves every now and then, because other than life being hard, life is serious, and you don't want to be serious all the time.
No, I can't be. I can't. I try not to take too serious. Hey, can I give your listeners, viewers, one little my voiceover speech?
Go for it.
It's real quick. So, like people always come up and go like, "Hey, man, how do I get involved in voiceover? Right? How do I get to do this? Right?" And I always give them this speech because it's like you can't replicate what I did. So I go, people tell me I've got a nice voice. Like, my mom says I've got a nice voice. Sure, they do. All right, so you've got a Stradivarius. That's awesome. Do you know how to play it? You do know how to play it. Well, that's fantastic. Has anyone heard you play it? Okay. Is anyone willing to pay you to play it?
There you go.
And the last part is anyone willing to pay you again to play it? And so, yeah, so it's just like, it's all about it's an instrument like we were talking about. You gotta know how to play your instrument. You gotta know how to, make the key shifts and the go from Russian accent to Klaus der Founders to the weird Canadian Western guy. It's just gotta be able to make shifts. You gotta be able to play your instrument, and people have to know you have one and know you can play it.
I agree. even if you're a one trick pony, that one trick better be very, very good.
Yep.
You
Well,
know,
they call one-trick ponies for a reason because people know that trick and they come to see them. So
yeah. Some people like to think that they're a one trick pony, and I'm like, that trick's not very. It's Do you have another trick? I just got this one. Oh, well, all right. Hardy's is hiring, but and I think that's hard too. When you have someone that really, really has a passion for it, but we know when we hear it is like the passion is there, but how do you
training
tell,
is not.
how do you tell
Training.
this person? I don't coach a lot anymore, and part of that is because I really wanted to tell people that, hey, you're good, you can do this.
Right.
It's the ones that you hear that no matter how much you try to change their technique, you give them easier copy to read. I have this technique I used to call follow me, where I would read the line and then have them come right behind me.
So you're line reading them, yeah.
Yeah. And it would still be flat. I'm like, no, the line is, hey, don't do that. And they're like, hey, don't do that. I'm like, that would be a great second take, but that's not what I told you. And now we're in the take 8. And I'm like, he's still not getting it. And he's like, all right, so when are we gonna make a demo? I'm like, we're not.
When you get better, you gotta.
Whenever that is, because that's not now. And then they get discouraged and then they disappear. And it's like, if you
that would be rough.
Yeah, that part's never been good.
Telling someone they're not ready, telling someone that's.
I know what it's like to have a dream crushed, and to have been a dream crusher. It got to me, not like in tears, but like when I would turn the Zoom off, I'm just sitting there like, I am really a dick for that. But would I have been a bigger dick for that if I continued to egg this person on and yeah, come on, keep going, you can do it. And now I'm just taking your money, and I couldn't do it. And I was just like, look, maybe there are other coaches out there that maybe they can pull something out of you that I couldn't. But I like right now, it's just not time for you. And
that makes that I think hopefully the majority of people will, if once you let them down like that, like they'll go away and they're like, well, I hate him, he didn't know what he's talking about. Or I think ultimately they'll probably be like, yeah, he was right. Like I needed more of this or something else, or maybe it wasn't for me. But yeah, I hopefully people think that way.
I hope so. So if I've ever told any of you out there that you didn't have it, maybe it inspired you to, I'll show him, and you're somewhere doing good, and I hope you are. I didn't mean it. I mean, I did, but I wasn't trying to be mean to you.
No, man, you're looking out for their best interest.
Love you, mean it, but do better. Lift heavy. Speaking of, and I know I said I was going to let you go after this, but what's your PR? Like when you're
for what? For
chest,
which?
bench,
405, 3 times.
I've never gotten over 320. Like I said, the old cuffs don't rotate the way they used to.
Yeah, I get this thing on my left side. Like if I'm going up like that heavy, like if I go over 3 plates, I got someone spotting me because it's just, my left side kind of has a little trick on it. It's probably a messed up rotator cuff. I don't know, but it doesn't affect me that much. But if I go heavy,
if it clicks, it's your cuff. If you ever lift it and you hear a click, that is your cuff. Ask me how I know, because I see potato chips when I do YMCA. It's like, what?
Oh,
yeah.
No, I don't hear any clicks. That's good. All right, maybe it's not that, man. Maybe it's just something else. Torn
what
tendon
you
or
sipping
something.
on? That's just regular water.
That's just water. Tears of my enemies.
Hey, I like it. All right. Tell the folks how they can keep up with you on the socials and throw your website out there. Give you some work.
Yeah, that'd be great. BigBaldVO.com, because that's who I am. Matt K. Baker on Instagram. I think it's the same on Facebook and LinkedIn. So I'm easily accessible, and like Trey and everybody else, I live in this little room here. So hit me up.
This is where we are. This is where we stay. This is how we live.
I like the light though. Just got a brand new light in here. I think it's all right, right?
Yeah, no, it
I mean,
works.
I can make different colors, but yeah, like here we go. Let's see, blue.
Oh, that's blue.
Right?
I
This is
can
kind of
tell.
this orange one here. That's kind of weird looking.
Yeah, now you look tanned.
Well, that's not so bad. This is like the neutral, I think,
Yeah.
somewhere right in there. But whatever.
Yeah, my sister got me a similar system for Christmas a few years back when she was like, "Oh, so you're gonna be doing podcasting? You need some lights." She's always the fashion plate. Like, here, it has different colors. It'll help with your skin because for most melanated people, we have to have the proper lighting because then we'll either look like we've been eclipsed or then it comes in too bright. So I just have one. I used to have a whole bunch around me, but I'm like that one. That if I need to dim it or whatever, I can bring it down. But now I look like I'm shrouded in mystery. But
that's okay. It's a cool look. Just
I'm
lower your voice and talk that way. Yeah.
Thank you for coming to the show.
But wow! I think I may have wet myself there.
Matt K. Baker, we thank you, sir.
Oh, I thank you, man. It's been a blast. I really appreciate being on.
And I'm glad we finally got it done. We had some technical issues, but that's what
shit happens, right?
when you record live and things and stuff.
Yep.
But thank you so much, bruh. And
Got it, man.
stay warm up there in our nation's capital.
I certainly will. And hey, enjoy the holiday season. And,
yes. You as well. You and the family, and loosen up before you hit those plates, man.
All right, I'll do that. We'll keep it warm.
There you go. All right, that's Matt. This is Trey, and we will see you guys next time. And hey, take some time out for yourself. See you soon.
Absolutely.
Thanks for listening to the Take Time Out with Tre Mosley podcast, part of TMX Creative. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube or the Take Time Out with Tre Mosley YouTube page. Thanks for listening, or thanks for watching. Either way, we'll see you soon.